Today we have a fighter spotlight. I have David Morgan. David is a newly signed MMA company fighter. He'll be fighting on BKFC Knucklemania down in Florida next weekend. David, how you doing? How you feeling ahead of this fight?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's a like we were discussing before. It's a cold Saturday, so it's nice to be back inside. Wanted to start off just by talking to you about how you got into bare knuckle, what your combat sports background is like, what led you to this sport.
So my combat sports, I pretty much my background. I come from an underground, scene. Regardless, I do have some sanctioned fights as an amateur. I've competed MMA, boxing, kickboxing, and I've done a shit ton of bare knuckle fights, dude, underground. Not a lot of people know that because they were a lot of those were my younger days. I'm still young, 32, but from 15 to I want to say at least 23, I was fighting underground, in backyards, houses, doing bets.
Mm-hmm.
From pretty much Arizona to California. So now I'm out here in beautiful Florida and about to jump on one of the bare knuckles biggest cards yet. So I'm excited, man. It's definitely been rough, but it's all worth it in the end. So I'm excited. I've done some, I'd say, shit, dude, I've done quite a bit of fights for Dave Feldman too, man. I've done a lot of his boxing tournaments back in Arizona. I've even competed some MMA for him, and he's a good man, dude, and I appreciate him a lot for even giving me this opportunity. So it's been good working with Nate too. So
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of the people that are on this card that I've been talking to, and I fought for Dave probably 6 or 7 years ago in MMA, and it's funny to come full circle now because he was talking about bare knuckle way before BKFC was even a thing, and he had this vision this whole time, and now it's kind of come to fruition. And like you said, this is definitely going to be their biggest card yet.
Oh yeah, so you say that with Dave, right? So I don't know if you ever watched Bad Boy Boxing when Bobby Gunn, and I believe it was James, what was his name? It was James something, I believe, fought online, and this guy, sorry, my guy from LA, he's messing with the key of the door. Anyways, yeah, so they did a online bare knuckle fight, his event out in Scottsdale, Arizona, man, and I actually did the boxing tournament that night, and so I got to watch it live, dude, and it was that right there. I knew right there what my calling was going to be. I said I want to do that. I even talked to Bobby Gunn, bullshit with him for a long time after that, and I don't know. I'm just stoked, dude. So.
Yeah. And you talked about having all those underground fights beforehand, and I think in bare knuckle more than other promotions, other combat sports, there are a lot of people kind of in your shoes, right? Where your record on paper or on the internet might say one thing, but you might have 40 more fights than that just
Exactly.
happen wherever they were, and So do you think that kind of experience, that true bare knuckle experience, really helps you out and favors you in this fight coming up?
I'm gonna say yes and no, honestly. Yes, in the sense that I'm not scared to go in there, stand and bang. And that's where the underground fights come from. Now, my experience from boxing, kickboxing, and competing actually in MMA, whether it had been sanctioned or not, and that's a lot of my fights end up on like the reservation and stuff. So I mean, it was legit. Just didn't go on paper.
Sure.
A lot of that, it helps with the experience going into this fight too, because it's experience is everything, man. It really is. But at the end of the day, it's bare knuckle. We're not boxing, we're not MMA fighting, we're not grappling. We're fighting, and that's where the backyard brawler comes out in me, man. And if you actually go watch some of my tapes, because I actually have some fights on Fight that are out. And as well as YouTube.
Mhm.
And if you actually go and watch some of my fights, man, you'll see like that brawler comes out of me. I want to sit there and be, sit a box and sit there and point box with you, but then I get hit or whatever, and I was and I just start, going at you. So yeah, you guys will see, man. I've worked with Shannon Rich quite a bit too over the years, and for this fight here, he's actually out filming a movie right now, so can't be here, but it's all good. We got a couple tricks up our sleeve. We're gonna try implement in the game and see if it works. So
I'm excited to see it. I wanted to, also ask you just about your kind of mentality going into the fight, right? Because I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, and you're like a pretty laid back, chill guy.
I'm calm as hell.
Yeah, but then you put, you put you in that squared circle, and you see some of those fights on YouTube, and you're like a totally different person. So is that something that you have to like flip a switch backstage? Is that something that just comes out of you when you start fighting? Where does that come from?
Honestly, it comes from just me being a natural born fighter, man. Like it's, I've had my anger problems. We all have, most of us fighters do. And I'm a humble person, and I love being humble. It's taken me a long time to actually be as humble as I am and be able to, control that switch. But yeah, when I hit that ring, man, when we're getting ready to fight, it's I pretty much flip that switch and I go at it, dude. That's what I do. So it's like Chris even said, we're on an interview I actually watched it was the other day. We're athletes, right? But we're athletes out there trying to take each other's heads off. So
absolutely. And it's funny, right? Because we were talking a little bit offline. You've been in this game for quite a while, and now you're kind of at the BKFC is the biggest promotion in the world in bare knuckle. And you were talking about you have your 4-year-old son, and you kind of want him to see that you've been grinding and you've been getting going around and fighting in these different places, and now you're kind of getting to the top. So what does that mean for you as a father? Being able to show that to him?
I mean, honestly, it means everything to me. Especially when he grows older and can understand it more, why I am doing what I'm doing, to be able to, show him to not give up on your dreams and to, go do what you want to do, man. If you put your mind to whatever you want, you can succeed at whatever you want. And that's that, period. There's no excuses. The only one ever giving yourself is an excuse is yourself. So the only one that's going to stop you from doing what you want to do is yourself. So, I mean, of course, we got laws and guidelines we got to abide by, but
yeah, sure. So is he also, since he was born, was that like another level of motivation for you in a sense?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. He's been my number one motivation in everything. When he was first born, I kind of had a little, I won't lie, I was drinking all the time, partying, and I kind of spiraled out. I spiraled down in life a little bit and had a little wake me up, and here I am today, dude. And honestly, every day I look at my boy, and he's not here with me, and he's been in the gym with me every other day. He's in there, and 4 years old, dude, the kid could put you in an armbar.
That's awesome. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this upcoming fight. You got about, a week from today, you'll be fighting, and I just want to get your thoughts on, where you're at now mentally a week out, and what your thoughts are going into this fight and how you feel it's gonna, go once you get in there.
I feel good, dude. As you can tell, I'm relaxed. I'm not even stressing on it. I'm not worried about it. I hear Travis, a couple of his interviews that just popped up recently, and honestly, man, I almost seem like he seems more worried about me than he wants to portray. He's coming up with these excuses, putting this stuff in his head so he can be ready for me. I didn't call him out. The fight was offered to me, and I'd be stupid to not take it.
Sure.
So he could, that's one of the things he tries to put in his head, which I don't know why you got to try to, you want to sit there and say that you talk how you talk and you say what you say, but yeah, you want to put false shit in your fucking head. Excuse my language. You know, at the end of the day, we're both there to fight. We're both there to put on a show. We're both athletes. I gave him respect in the beginning. He wanted, you know, cool. You want to sell a fight. You want to be disrespectful. All right, cool. You know, it is what it is. I'm taken away from my family. He's taken away from his family. We're both talking shit. You know, we're both ready to take each other's heads off at this point, dude. And, you know, everybody's not. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to be the fight of the night. You know, there's going to be some great fights on the card, but I promise you my fight's going to be one that's going to be talked about for sure.
Awesome, man. We're looking forward to it. You know, that's going to be, you know, like you said, the card is stacked. That fight's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get fight at the night. I'm telling you. I mean, there's so many damn good fights, man. But
yeah, there's not a boring fight on the card. It's going to be exciting to watch. Now, before I let you go, just wanted to kind of kick it back to you. You mentioned a couple people that have been helping you along the way, but if you have any shout outs, anybody that, you know, has been helping you so far, feel free to shout them out. Want you to, give
I got my boy Joe Martel, Underdog Fight Gear. He used to be a professional boxer. He's trying to get up on in the BKFC right now too. Got VSL. You know, if you ever need some good hit sticks, check them out. They work good. They work wonders. I don't know if you ever mess with them or not.
Yeah,
dude, I love them. You know, you guys MMA-T, you know, you guys have been great with me. Steve Tyson, Dave Feldman, of course. You know, the whole BKFC crew, man. It's a whole new experience for me, for sure. And just the way everybody shows love, dude, I love it, man. And I look forward to what the future holds. So, you know.
Awesome, David. We're looking forward to your future as well. Can't wait to see you fight next week. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Heck yeah, man.
Awesome. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, bro.